The market is mid-shift, so how do we make this the best year for you in real estate, whether you're a new agent or you've been in the business for years? If we're just meeting, my name's Alisia Krastel, and if you are all about growing your real estate business with simple strategies so you can make more money and still have an amazing life, make sure you hit the subscribe button and we're going to get started. There are 5 key things that I think every agent can do in this market to help them excel during this crazy time. It's taking some stuff that you're already doing and elevating it, and a new way at looking at some strategies that can put you in the key spot for success. We're going to use this market to your advantage. The number one thing that is going to be your foundation is you. Because you are what's going to make this market. The market is not going to make or break you. What I mean by that is it has never been more important for you to lock down your UVP, your value proposition. And I know we talk about that all the time, we throw it around all the time, but to really take a deep look at what makes you a better agent than any other agent in your market. It's really common for an agent to say, well, I really don't know how to describe that. It's going to take some effort to really outline and identify what makes you amazing? What allows you to stand out among other agents? I promise you it doesn't have to be anything crazy, because sometimes we just tweak a little bit and that makes us stand out from the crowd. I have plenty of videos in my library how to do that simply with social media, just changing the way you post things. One way to do this very quickly is to look at if you already have a marketing plan or whatever you already do, write them down. Also take any testimonials that you have, collect them, whether they're online or print them out, so you can have them handy. Also take a quick few minutes to write down a couple of stories that you've had where you have been really proud that you've helped someone. Write down what you did, how you helped them, and what the benefit to them was. We're going to take those things and we're really going to come up with what is the benefit to your clients when you work with them. How do they benefit the most when they work with you over another agent? Keep in mind, it's all about how it's framed. So you can have very similar strategies, and if you framed it to where you really show the benefit to the buyer or the seller, you're the one that's going to stand out. The buyer is going to understand what you're going to do for them more. Part of your value proposition might be toward the middle of the transaction, where you're calling the lender, verifying what they do, asking questions to make sure the buyer is truly qualified and the deals actually close. We're gonna lock why you're amazing in, and possibly number 2 can help you feed that. Number 2 is you being able to spot and identify the opportunities in this market and the nuances between different zip codes, between different houses, between different buyers and sellers is really gonna set you apart. And by that, I mean in this transition or shifting market, if you can identify some properties that this property will take probably X% less, or they're priced too high. If you can identify and see that, you're going to have a much better chance of allowing your buyer to see that opportunity and writing an offer that would get accepted. Your ability to understand that some homes might be able to go FHA easier, or their condition might be more for that versus conventional. Being able to spot or hear when you talk to a listing agent that a seller is more motivated than before. That in conversation it might come up that the seller really wants an owner-occupant who is not going to subdivide or not going to do something to the property that they aren't in favor of. That's your emotional intelligence working and being able to see things that other agents aren't going to be able to see. I know you have the ability to spot opportunities, yet if you can really understand the emotional intelligence behind that, and that that's a skill for you, that is something I would absolutely put in your value proposition, and it is 100% in mine. Also, spotting those opportunities may look like seeing for sale by owners and being able to market those properties to your current database. They might not be selling the same way they were in a hot seller's market. And for your sellers, keeping an eye on what exactly is pushing that buyer over the edge to make an overlist price offer now, what upgrades really need to be done, what don't. Knowing those little nuances and the opportunities to either save them money or make them more money, that is a huge value proposition for your clients. You're going to be able to hone those skills by talking to other agents in the market, looking at other properties, looking at the back end of if you have showing time or your MLS to see how many showings are going on what property, really looking at those small details. We're going to get back to where your emotional intelligence and your negotiation skills are a highly valuable skill. The sellers will no longer have the impression, oh, every house sells no matter what. Number 3 is seeing social media differently than you ever have. Right now is a huge opportunity for you to make videos, post, written content to where people who are coming into the shifting market can see you and almost interview you before they need you. Yes, I said they can interview you prior to ever meeting you. So on social media, TikTok, YouTube, on Facebook, whatever content you produce, people are watching that. They are filing information every time you say it into your bucket, into the image that they have of you, into the reputation that you have. On many of these platforms, people can spend minutes and hours with you prior to ever even deciding what agent they're going to go with. Use social media as a way to solve future clients' problems before they ever have them. If you're sharing information that can help them before they've even considered listing their house or before they considered buying a house yet, why would they not go with you over any other agent they've known? They could know 5 or 6 agents, but if you've already helped them and now you've built some trust with them because the information you had was valid, why would they use someone else? Really focus and highlight what was in number 1 and 2, your skills, how you stand out, your UVP, and the nuances you understand in social media so you can start that interview process with them. Remember, many people right now have decided they want to work with you before they've ever picked up the phone or scheduled an appointment. That's such a huge opportunity. Let me know if you've ever thought of social media as an interview process, and if that's such a huge opportunity, type wow in the comments. Number 4 is wrapping your arms around your sphere has never been more important. You currently have advocates and people who already trust you in your sphere. Keeping them in the loop of what's going on in this market is going to be so important because they're going to be hearing information everywhere, nationwide, regional, state, local, from a billion different resources. You are someone they trust. They know you. Information coming from me, Alisia, saying, yeah, we are in a shifting market. We are seeing a little less showings. We're seeing less offers, but we are also still seeing houses go way over list price. We have to help people understand that this market is like being on a huge highway that everyone was going 85 on when the speed limit was 60, and now people are starting to go 55. But there are still going to continue to be people going 80, 85. There still will be crazy offers, but there'll also be these opportunities that you're going to look at through the nuances of the market. And to help them identify what car they are and what lane they're in. Are they on a long road trip that it doesn't matter if they find a house right away, or do they need to beeline to an exit? That is going to change how they interact with this market. You're going to be their guide. More than ever, they're going to count on you because this is not a certain market. They don't know for sure what's going on. And you being able to provide that trust, they trust you with trust and knowledge to be able to help them create a strategy is going to be the key to your success. You're going to want to make sure that you continue updating them and educating them, keeping them in the loop, but also appreciating them. So your client events or anything that you do to appreciate them when you support what they've got going on and sharing their information, doing one-on-ones with them, everything you do to appreciate them is going to help them be advocates for you and share when someone else needs help that you are the person to trust. The other thing with that is if you are appreciating and providing value to your sphere nonstop, there is no way another agent who does not have that trust is going to infiltrate your sphere and steal someone from you. Number 5 is to keep your eye on your 20%. Whatever you've written for your business plan or the activities that you've decided, and if you need help with that, I have a business plan video to help you figure out what activities exactly procure clients. Keep your eye on that. Do not panic. Do not go to someone else's plan. You have to double down on what works for you and make sure that your 20%, which is the activities that get you the biggest results, gets done every day. If you continue to do the 20% every single day without fail, you will continue to have momentum and I believe pick up momentum through this market. It's really easy to let some of those activities slip and you just have to keep straight on your path and focus, double down on it. If you're all about the activities and you're like, yes, on social media, make sure you check out the social media post video so you know exactly what to post to attract sellers. And as always, if you've gotten value, make sure you hit the thumbs up so I know to make more video content like this and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any videos to help you grow your business.